my lecture series of data structures. In today's video, we are going to see about the introduction to the graph and its basic terminologies. Already we know that what is a graph? Graph is a non-linear data structures. What is a non-linear means? The data are not in the sequential order. So for every node, we don't have a single predecessor and single successor. That is the example of the non-linear. So graph is a non-linear data structures. So the definition of the graph is a collection of an edges and nodes. That is it. For example, we have a graph G is represented by as it is a collection of vertices and the edges, where V is a set of vertices and E is a set of edges. For example, consider in the following graph, what are all the edges means? Edges is the connection between the two vertices or two nodes. Here the vertices are A, B, C, D and E. It is represented as a circles, and edges are, it is at in between it is a connection between the two vertices. It call it as an edges. In the below graph, in the given graph, the number of vertices are 5 and the number of edges are, we have an AB, AC, CD, BD and DE. So we have several types of graph. In that graph we have a directed, then undirected and weighted graph. In this graph is a undirected graph. So the edge AB which is equal to BA. That is a undirected graph. So what is a vertex? Vertex is an individual data element. It is called it as a vertex. Other name of the vertex is a node. Edge is a connecting between the two vertices. It's called it as an edge, or it is called it as an arc. Next is an undirected edge. The edge is a bidirectional edge, means if that is a undirected edge. If there is an undirected edge between the vertices A and B, then edge A comma B is equal to B comma A. Next is a directed edge, means a directed edge is a unidirectional edge. If there is a directed edge between A to B, means A comma B is not equal to B comma A. So next is a weighted edge. The weighted edge is an edge with cost on it or the value on it. Next is an undirected graph. In the graph with only undirected edges is called it as an undirected graph. So based upon that undirected, directed and weighted edges, the graph is also classified as a undirected, directed and weighted graph. And next is a mixed graph. Mixed graph is nothing but it is a combination of an undirected and directed edges is said to be the mixed graph. Next basic term we have to know about is an origin. If there is an edge is directed, means its first endpoint is said to be a origin of it. Destination means if an edge is directed, its first endpoint is said to be an origin and the other endpoint is called it as a destination. So the origin is the first endpoint and destination is the other endpoint in the directed edge. Next is an adjacent. So adjacent is nothing but if there is an edge between vertices A and B, then both A and B are said to be an adjacent. In other words, the two vertices A and B are said to be adjacent if there is an edge whose end vertices are A and B. It is called it as an adjacent. Next is an outgoing edge and incoming edge. So the outgoing edge means the directed edge is said to be a outgoing edge on its origin vertex. Incoming edge means in the directed edge, the incoming edge on its destination vertex. For example, you have an A to B. There is a direction of A from A to B, means A is the outgoing edges of A is to B and incoming edges of B is from A. So that is an outgoing and incoming edge. Next is a degree of a node. We have a in degree and out degree. So what is a in degree means number of edges pointing to a node is called it as an in degree. So out degree means number of nodes from pointing from a node is called it as an out degree. So the in degree is a basic term is used to find the topological sort. In the forthcoming videos we will see what is the topological sort. For that topological sort, in degree is a very efficient of all the nodes. Next is a path. Path is a sequence of vertices in which each pair of successive vertices is connected by an edge. So, for example, we have an A to C. We have a path to A to D means there is a path like A to B, B to D, or A to C or C to D. So that is the pair of vertices between the edges, pair of edges between the vertices is called it as a path. Next is the length is the number of edges in the path. Sometimes the sum of the weights are the call it as a length. Next is a cyclic graph. Cyclic graph contains a cyclic. For example, in the cyclic graph, there is a cycle between the A, B, C, A, B, D, and A. It is a cyclic. So the cyclic graph mainly used in the undirected edges. Acyclic means does not contain any cycles. So already you know that what is a degree, that is an in degree and out degree. So degree is a number of edges connected to a vertex, is called it as a degree. So in degree means number of incoming edges for that node, out degree means number of outgoing edges from that node. So these are all the basic terminologies we should know about before going into the graph data structures. Thank you.